Good morning. It is Earth Day, so we are going to make a project that has absolutely nothing to do with that, but we're going to make it anyway. So I have my standard little tray mold here that most of us have. And I need to clean it off because between me turning on the camera and me getting out my mold, it's gotten schmutz all over it. So we're going to do that. But anyway, just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to do. Most everybody who knows me knows that I love coffee. Coffee is a very important part of my life. So I'm going to make a little coffee tray to use outside on our coffee bar. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. What I have, you've seen these before on a couple of my projects, is some little fake coffee beans, just little faux coffee beans that I got from Amazon, and I'm going to be using some of those. I have 6 ounces total of my Fuitim 1-to-1. I am going to pour a little bit of it in just around the rim, just to kind of get that going, give it a bit of a buffer, and let that settle up. And then our friendly neighborhood dotting tool to dislodge any bubbles that love to live in 90-degree angles. All right, so do that to the best of my ability. And then what I want to do is just put some of my little doodads around. Not all over, just a few. Put our little coffee beans in. There we go. Coffee beans in. All right, so let's put a little bit more resin in here. Just enough to cover the bottom a little bit. And then what I also have here are these little polymer clay coffins. Aren't they cute? So what I'm going to use these for, obviously, is sprinkling. You're like, wait a second, Rev, why are you putting coffins in a coffee tray? Well, because I am naming this coffee tray Death Before Decaf. That's right. Now, no shade to anybody that drinks decaf, but I don't. So that's why I'm calling it Death Before Decaf. That's right. So we are putting some little coffins in here. There we go. Isn't that festive? Fancy! And they will move around. I'm fully aware of this. Now, one thing that I also have over here is about 25 ml of resin, and this just has 3 drops of coffee colored epoxy pigment in it. So I'm just going to go around here and just sort of dribble. Dribble, dribble, dribble. And then in this one, we have about 10 mil of resin with 1 drop of my Illuminate White resin dye. So now we're going to go in Cone Blanco. And, yep, going over the beans, going over the everything, just making wiggly wigglies. No real rhyme or reason about it. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to let that sit for a second and just kind of do its thing. And then, wait a minute, one of my beans has gone rogue. Here we go. All right. So now, what I'm going to do, and you're going to be like, what in the insert bad word here is she doing? I'm pouring in the middle. And treat it like a fairy flower. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull everything back in to the middle of our tray. So a bit of a torchy torch. So now, now, she says, as her voice is croaking, because it is early in the morning, we're just going to let that do its thing. Give you guys a bit of a time lapse. Me again. All right, so it is time to put the back coat on this. So what I have is about an ounce and change of fast cure resin, and I'm going to be adding in some coffee colored mica powder. I thought that was appropriate. So let's go ahead and add that in. Stir, stir, stir. Make sure that it's all blended in, that we don't have any floaty bits. And I like this coffee color because it's got a good chatoyance to it. You know, it's got that color variation. It's very shiny, very sparkly. It's not just a flat color. And I don't want the back coat, you know, terribly thick. I just want it, you know, pretty thin. Just enough to make the top layer pop. Okay. Looking good, looking good. It's debubbling, and I don't see any mica bits floating to the top, so good sign. All right, so I'm just going to go around the edges here. And then we can move everything inward. All right, there we go. All of our edges are covered. Our middle is covered. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. So there it is. Very fancy. Fancy, fancy, fancy. Here's your one chance, fancy. Don't let me down. Give it a little torch. All right, so we're just gonna let that settle and sit and cure, and I will see you for the demold. See you soon. All right, it is time to demold our coffee tray. So let's see how this turned out. The mold turned around. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, cool! Look. Oh, that turned out really groovy. I dig that a lot. Ah, the depth and the dimension of it. No bubbles around the edges. Yay. I love it. Oh, that looks so cool. Look. How awesome is that? Very, very cool. I hope you guys like it. Yay. So, death before decaf. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it as always. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care. Cheers.